Round 13 of the FIM Motocross World Championship, the MXGP of Asia at the brand new circuit of Semarang. And it was, once again, Jorge Prado, the first rider to cross the Fox Holeshot line for the 14th time this season, closely followed by his teammate, Paul Jonas, but Calvin Verlanderen fell on the opening lap. So too did Thomas Kjær-Olsen and Thomas Covington. On a freshly watered track, the hard, slick nature did not suit the two Huskies. Jonas led by the end of the first lap, but then he fell, handing the advantage back to his teammate. The lead coming in between these two guys was just 7 points. The battle for fourth involved Michele Chervelin. The SM Action rider fell, but not as hard as the 98 of Bas Varsen. Picking himself up, though, after that fall, Jonas quickly re-emerged, and by the halfway point was back in front. Ben Watson for Khmer Yamaha was in third, whilst his teammate, Anthony Rodriguez, was having another go at Chervelin. Chervelin eventually did get passed by Rodriguez, who would eventually go home in fourth place as Adam Sterry fell, but it was a win for Jonas. MXGP Race 1. Despite Jeffrey Hurlings charging closest towards the Fox Holeshot line, a mistake on the exit of turn 1 handed the black plate to his teammate Tony Cairoli. Hurlings emerged in second, closely followed by Paul Ann, but Geiser was a man on a charge. He was quickly into second with that move on Hurlings, and he went after Tony Cairoli as well. The lead changed hands before the end of the opening lap, though. Geiser, your new leader, Cairoli second, Paul Ann, Hurlings now next. And Fevre was having a good time as well. He made a move on Paul Ann. Paul Ann quickly responded, but the Frenchman, 461, eventually found his way back past. So too did Hurlings. And not long after that, Clement de Sal. All of a sudden, Paul Ann on the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna, number 21, was in 6th place. De Sal was 5th. Hurlings 4th, Fevre was in 3rd. But then the 84 struck, quickly got himself past the Frenchman and then past Cairoli. All of a sudden, the only guy standing in his way was a 243 for Team HRC, Tim Geiser. Hurlings found a way through with about 5 laps to go. Romain Fevre, though, crashed out spectacularly at 4th place on the Monster Energy Yamaha, but it was a win for the 18th time for Hurlings, Geiser, Cairoli, de Sal, top 4. MX2 Race 2. And once again, it was Jorge Prado who grabbed the Fox Holeshot for the 15th time. His teammate, though, Paul Jonas, fell and would have to work hard just to pick up some points. Behind them, all kinds of action was going on. Jonas eventually started to make dividends. Thomas Kjær-Olsen was in a fight for 4th place with Ben Watson. Watson hanging on for the majority of the race. Covington made this move to get into 2nd when he found his way past Team HRC's Calvin Verlanderen. All of a sudden, Rockstar Energy Husqvarna were looking good. Varsen succumbed, though, on the Honda 114 Motorsports machine to Paul Jonas. That move put the Latvian into 7th. A few laps later, he passed the Khmer Yamaha of Anthony Rodriguez to go 6th. That's where he would stay. 2 laps to go, though, and Verlanderen was back in 2nd with that move on Covington, and it would prove decisive as well in terms of the final podium positions. But it was Jorge Prado taking his 8th race win of the year from Verlanderen, Covington, Thomas Kjær-Olsen and Ben Watson. Jonas was 6th. The overall belonged to Prado for the 6th time this year. Jonas was 2nd, Verlanderen on the podium for the 4th time, and it's all square at the top of MX2 as we head to round 14, Czech Republic in 2 weeks' time. A memorable occasion then for Jorge Prado. A Red Bull KTM 1-2, Verlanderen on the box for HRC in 3rd. But it could not be closer in the fight for the title. Jonas still leads, though, on race wins.
Like you said, I couldn't do more than what I do. It was a good race. I held the whole shot and make a good gap, and after that I just controlled the last laps so I could come here and speak so I have breath. So no, it was good. Really happy about the weekend, getting closer to the points leader, and see you in Lockett.
MXGP Race 2. Romain Fevre looked across to his left to try and slide down the inside. Instead, he slipped off got run over by Bobryshev. Then he would have to pick himself up. He would eventually come home in 12th. His shot at third in the title race would look like it was on the ropes. DeSalvo, despite Cairoli taking a 14th foxhole shot, emerged up front with Herlings in second. The Wilbo Yamaha of Jeremy Seaworth third, but he got passed by the Rockstar Energy Husqvarna of Gauthier Paulin. Before the end of the first lap, though, Herlings was past the Belgian on the Monster Energy Kawasaki. Geiser was into third. Also before the end of the first official full lap for Team HRC. And Seaworth also found his way at the inside of Paulin. A close call between Herlings and DeSalle, but that's as close as the Panda would get. Paulin crashed out of 5th place. He would eventually come home in 11th after coming up short. Tony Cairoli, though, started his charge through the field. He eventually dropped down to 8th, but with passes on Nagel and Seaworth, eventually Cairoli, by the end of the race, came home in 4th, but that left thumb injury was taking a bit of a battering out on the hard-packed track here at Semarang. Jeffrey Herlings was victorious for the 19th time. Win number 77 in the books, another double moto finish. Geiser, his 4th podium of the season for HRC. DeSalle, his first visit to the podium since his win in Russia 8 Grand Prix ago. And the championship now, Tony Cairoli was 12 points behind Jeffrey Herlings coming into this 13th round. He leaves it 24 behind his teammate Jeffrey Herlings. DeSalle is 3rd. Tim Geiser is up to 4th. Febvre down to 5th. A great ride for Tommy Selvo. He came home 5th overall.
Yeah, it was a tough weekend. I mean, it's you know, to come in with the injury is never nice, and you know, haven't ridden for a while, so just went from weekend to weekend now. And last weekend was my first time back on the bike, so I think after all of that, we cannot complain. You know, the team supported me all the way. The bike was absolutely awesome. I want to thank Red Bull KTM Race Team for a great job, and everybody at home, all my sponsors, thank you so much.